something in your eyes I see soon begins bewitching me. It's that old devil moon that you stole from the skies. It's that old devil moon in your eyes. You and your glance make this romance too hot to handle. Stars in the night blazing their light can't hold a candle to your razzle-dazzle. You've got me flying high and wide on a magic carpet ride full of butterflies inside. Wanna cry, wanna croon, wanna laugh like a loon. It's that old devil moon in your eyes. Just when I think I'm free as a dove, you and your glance make this romance too hot to handle. Stars in the night blazing their light can't hold a candle to your razzle-dazzle. To your razzle-dazzle. You've got me flying high and wide on a magic carpet ride full of butterflies inside. Wanna cry, wanna croon. It's that old devil moon in your eyes. Just when I think I'm free as a dove, you've got me flying high and wide. Oh, devil moon blinds me with love, blinds me with love. Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. Whisper of how I'm yearning to mingle with the old-time throng. Give my regards to old Broadway and say that I'll be there ere long. Those words, which George M. Cohan wrote over 100 years ago, could have been written just for me. Because I really love Broadway, especially the musicals. I live in Los Angeles now, but every time I go back to New York, the first place that I go is Times Square. And I don't see the grit and the grime and the traffic. All I see are those dazzling lights everywhere. And I feel that tremendous rush of energy. For me, that's Broadway. Say hello to dear old Coney Isle if there your chance to be. I lived in New York for 10 years and I never once went to Coney Island. I mean, when you're an actor, Times Square is your home away from home. Everything you need is there. The auditions, rehearsals, McDonald's. When you're at the Waldorf, have a smile and charge it up to me. I break from the hustle and bustle of my week, I would sometimes stop by the Waldorf for the most luxurious thing I could possibly afford there. A cup of tea. Mention my name every place you go, as round the town you roam. Wish you'd call on my gal. Now remember, oh pal, when you get back home, give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. Whisper of how I'm yearning to mingle with the old-time throng. Everybody in LA knows about the movies, but everybody in New York knows about the theater. I mean everybody, at a deli, at a local hardware store, at one of the many Starbucks on every corner. And you'll hear them talking about what shows are on, or what shows they've loved, or even what shows they've been in. And the names of the theaters, they sound so regal. The Lyceum, the Imperial, the Majestic, the Schoenfeld. Well, it does call a mental image to mind. And with every step I take, I feel that pulse of Broadway, and those familiar Broadway themes keep going over and over in my head. They say the neon lights are bright on Broadway. Come on along and listen to the lullaby of Broadway. New York, a hell of a town, the Bronx is up, and the Battery's down. Give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to my Times Square. Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there. Whisper of how I'm yearning to mingle with the old-time throng. Yes, give my regards to old Broadway and say that I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. Ere long. Don't bet on, don't bet on, don't. Dreamers have mountains they will climb. There are dreamers who don't believe in time. Only dreamers have worlds where they can fly far away. Certain dreamers have kingdoms they will build, filled with treasures and dragons to be killed. Only dreamers have wings with which to fly far away. For just as swallows must fly south, and salmon have to swim upstream, some people have to find a way to dream. Lots of dreamers have rainbows they can chase, there are others with nightmares they must face. Sometimes dreamers are forced to leave their dreams far away. Some people dream of being rich, while others dream of being tall. And there are people who don't dream at all. Sometimes we need to take the time to find treasures and mountains we can climb, and maybe we dream to change the way that we feel. 'Cause to dreamers, the real world can be The Broadway musical saved my life. It's true. I was lost. I was seeking the meaning of life. I was 16 years old. Living in the suburbs of Chicago, I had lots of dreams, but I had no idea what I wanted to be. It wasn't until my high school drama teacher, Mrs. Matthews, and her husband, Mr. Matthews, took me on my first trip to Broadway. Together, we saw 7 shows in 6 days. The first show that we saw was Pippin in the Imperial Theater on 45th Street. We sat in row H. The house lights dimmed. The orchestra started to play. The curtain rose, and before me stood Ben Vereen and a company of passionate performers playing the most intriguing characters. All living, breathing human beings on a stage with the courage to perform in the spotlight. It was magical. And they were all whispering to me, "Join us, leave your field to flower. Join us, leave your cheese to sour. Join us, come and waste an hour or two to lead you journey to a spot exciting, mystic and exotic journey through our anecdotic review. We got magic to do just for you. We got miracle plays to play. We got parts to perform, hearts to warm, kings and things that take by storm as we go along our way." I was blown away. The experience was unparalleled and educational too. I mean, before Pippin, I didn't even know that cheese could sour. The next day, Mr. and Mrs. Matthews and I were walking by the Imperial Theater, and the gentleman guarding the stage door happened to be standing there. Mrs. Matthews went up to talk with him, and he must have seen the excitement in my eyes, because he said, "Would you care for a backstage tour?" He led us onto this cavernous, dimly lit Broadway stage. And as I looked out over the empty house of the Imperial Theater, I could see above the auditorium Rows of lighting instruments, housing shells in dozens and dozens of colors, green and yellow and blue and pink. Then up on stage, there was one white glaring light bulb atop a tall light stick. It kind of looked like a floor lamp missing its shade. So I said, "Hey, mister, what's with the light?" And he said, "Oh, that light, that is a ghost light." At the end of every Broadway musical, when the lights are down and the show is over, that one single light is put center stage to illuminate the theater. And so you see, son, that's why the lights never go out on Broadway. I was hooked, and he was right. Many shows have been at the Imperial Theater since the days of Pippin, from their playing our song to Les Mis, and recently to Billy Elliot. And ironically, it's young Billy who grapples with the same feelings that I felt when I stood on that stage. I can't really explain it. I haven't got the words. It's a feeling you can't control. I suppose it's like forgetting, losing who you are, and at the same time, something makes you whole. It's like that there's some music playing in your ear, and I'm listening and listening, and then I disappear. Then I feel a change, like a fire deep inside, something bursting me wide open, impossible to hide. And suddenly I'm flying like a bird, like electricity. Electricity sparks inside of me, and I'm free. I'm free. It's a bit like being angry. It's a bit like being scared, confused and mixed up and mad as hell. It's like when you've been crying and you're empty and you're full. I don't know what it is. It's hard to tell. It's like that there's some music playing in your ear, but the music is impossible to hear. But then I feel it move me like a burning deep inside, something bursting me wide open, impossible to hide. And suddenly I'm flying like a bird, like electricity. Electricity sparks inside of me, and I'm free, I'm free. Electricity sparks inside of me, and I'm free, I'm free. Beads bleachers and colored lights, passing smiles round and round, thumping oh-ba-ba organ sound. Noisy boys, long and lean, giggles of girls in the mezzanine, filtered through colored lights golden, amber, and green. I'll bet anyone who's ever had a dream can remember the moment when they decided to pursue that dream. Well, for me, that moment on the Imperial Theater was mine. And I will be forever grateful to Mrs. Matthews for seeing something in me I didn't even realize was there. When we went back to Chicago, I actually started to audition for and was cast in musicals. And I discovered with each new role, people were beginning to see me in a different light. No longer was I just the fat kid down the street who never got picked for sports. On stage, I could be whomever I wanted or needed to be. And those ultra bright lights shone down on me like a beam from heaven. Every night I couldn't wait to be warmed by their glow. Where are my colored lights, beams and bleachers and colored lights? Passing smiles round and round, thumping organ sound. Noisy boys, long and lean, giggles of girls in the mezzanine, filtered through colored lights, gold and amber and red and orange and pink and yellow and green. Leaving home years ago, what was I looking for? I don't know, I can't recall. Well, anyway, I still have my days and nights, a wonderful, glimmering, beautiful, shimmering They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times, you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me, the pickings have been lush, and yet before the evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners, you might refuse to stay, and so the best that I can do is pray. Luck be a lady tonight, luck be a lady tonight, luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with, luck be a lady tonight. Luck let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. I know the way you treated other guys you've been with, luck be a lady with me. A lady doesn't leave her escort, it isn't fair, it isn't nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice. So let's keep the city is so electric to me. I have explored every neighborhood on that concentrated island, though I have yet to go down into the sewers like Sky Masterson did in Wisconsin Palace. The city speaks to me. No, really. It does. Does that not happen to you? I remember one time I was, it was late at night. Well, actually, it was very early in the morning. I just finished at a very fancy affair. It had just rained, and so when I went outside, Broadway was all shimmering with the water, and very few people were on the street. As I walked uptown on Broadway to go home, the wind kicked up, and the clouds parted, revealing the skyscrapers that just scraping that midnight blue sky, just a few stars poking through that city skylight. And that old devil moon glaring from above. The city, the skyscrapers, the wind, the clouds, the stars. As I took it in, I realized that New York and I had become one. Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Darkness stirs and wakes imagination. Silently the senses abandon their defenses. Slowly, gently, night unfurls its splendor. Grasp it, sense it, tremulous and tender. Turn your face away from the garish light of day. Turn your thoughts away from cold, unfeeling light, and listen to the music of the night. Close your eyes and surrender to your darkest dreams. Purge all thoughts of the life you knew before. Close your eyes, let your spirit start to soar. And you live as you've never lived before. Softly, deftly, music shall caress you. Feel it, hear it, secretly possess you. Open up your mind and let your fantasies unwind in this darkness which you know you cannot find. The darkness of the music of the night. Let your mind start a journey to a strange new world. Purge your thoughts of the life you knew before. Let your soul take you where you long to be. Only then can you belong to me. touch me, trust me, savor each sensation. Let the dream begin, let your darker side give in. You alone can make my song take flight. Help me make the music. There's another quintessential musical that I got to play a role in Los Angeles for quite some time. And it has proven to be the most intriguing role I have played to date. Je suis enchanté, happy to see you, près de résister. Welcome, bienvenue, welcome, in cabaret, au cabaret, du cabaret. Oh, mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, good night, bonsoir, you feel good? I bet you do! Ich bin euer Konstantier, je suis votre compère, happy to see you! I am your host, und sagen willkommen, bienvenue, welcome, im Cabaret, au Cabaret, du Cabaret! Ah, Joel Grey, one of my idols who originated the MC and won both a Tony and an Oscar for his performance. Oh, the greatest. He's on my list of idols. I have quite a list. I think everybody has their list of faves. Let's meet afterwards and we'll compare lists. My list is kind of eclectic. Joel Grey, other than Joel Grey, there's Ray Bolger, who I saw for the very first time playing the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz on television. CBS Sunday. And Marlon Brando. He is the greatest. I've got a friend who tells a story passed down through her family who knew the stage manager of the original 1947 production of A Streetcar Named Desire. Word has it that one night, Jessica Tandy, who played Blanche Dubois opposite Marlon Brando's Stanley Kowalski, came up to the stage manager and said, I am sitting in a tub, naked, singing. But I can tell that the audience is watching Marlon on the other side of the stage. What is he doing? And the stage manager replied, nothing. What I would have given to have seen Marlon Brando live on stage doing nothing. I did get an opportunity to see another idol of mine, Richard Kiley, the original Don Quixote and Man of La Mancha. I shall impersonate a man. Come, enter into my imagination and see him. Bony, hollow face, eyes that burn with the
The Music Man won. The Music Man won Best Musical in 1957. It beat out West Side Story. Think about that. I remember one day, it was a Sunday afternoon, I was in Times Square having lunch at the bar of one of the restaurants. And I looked over to my left, and there was Robert Preston. At first, I was surprised, but then I realized in just a few hours he was going to be hosting the Tony Awards just up the street at the Gershwin Theater. And so I got the courage to speak with him, and he was most kind and friendly, everything you want your idols to be. During the course of our conversation, I asked him if he had any pointers for a fellow professional. It was the best I could come up with. But he said yes. There is one word that you will encounter throughout your career, and you must never pay heed to it. That word is no. Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. It isn't right. Don't. It isn't nice. Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't walk on the grass. Don't disturb the peace. Don't skate on the ice. Well, I say do. I say walk on the grass. It was meant to feel. I say sail. Tilt at the windmill, and if you fail, you fail. Everybody says don't, everybody says don't, everybody says don't. Get out of line when they say that then. Buddy, that's a sign. 9 times out of 10, buddy, you are doing just fine. Make just a ripple. Come on, be brave. This time a ripple, next time a wave. Sometimes you have to start small, climbing the tiniest wall. Maybe you're going to fall, but it's better than not starting at all. Everybody says no, everybody says stop, everybody says mustn't rock the boat, mustn't touch a thing. Everybody says don't, everybody says wait, everybody says can't fight City Hall, can't upset the cart, can't laugh at the king. Well, I say try, I say laugh at the king so they'll make you cry, lose your poise. Fall if you have to, but body make a noise. Everybody says no, everybody says can't, everybody says wait around for miracles. That's the way the world is made. I insist on miracles. If you do them, miracles, nothing to them. I say don't. Don't be afraid. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive. Being alive.
and give me support for being alive. Make me alive. Make me alive. Make me confused. Mark me with praise. Let me be used. Vary my days. But alone is alone, not alive. Somebody crown me with love. Somebody force me to care. Somebody make me come through. I'll always be there, as frightened as you, to help us survive. Being alive. Being alive. Being
Two songs by the great Stephen Foster. No. Not Stephen Foster at all. Mr. Stephen Sondheim, the patron saint of all things cabaret. Being Alive, as probably everybody in this room can tell you, was sung by the character of Bobby in Company, another show that I got to do in Los Angeles. It was also from LA that I was cast in the National Touring Company of the Pirates of Penzance, and it brought me to the Minskoff Theater for 8 shows a week on Broadway, which is where I added another person to my list of idols, the late, great George Rose. Now, George was not probably known anywhere near as well as Preston or Brando, but in the Broadway community, he was every bit as much respected. Everybody who worked with George really loved him, and he played Major General Stanley in the Pirates of Penzance. And every night he sang, in the true Gilbert and Sullivan fashion, this amazing patter song, which I would watch it night after night on stage there with him, and I vowed to one day get up on stage, live and breathing, and pay homage to George Rose and his verbal gymnastics. And I can guarantee you, this is the best rendition of this song that you will hear in the desert this afternoon. But I needed to raise my ego a little bit, because today is the day to do this verbal gymnastic patter song. Nick is making me do it. George, this is for you. I am the fatty model of a modern major general. I have information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the facts historical, from Marathon to Waterloo with the organic oracle. I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and the nebulous. In short, it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. Wait a minute. That's not how it goes. That's not part of the verbal gymnastics. Where did I get off? See, you are making... Oh, God love you. Okay, we'll try it again. Take two. Now I'm all flustered. I am the very model of a modern major general. I am information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England and I quote the fights historical from Marathon to Waterloo and orbit categorical. I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and their calculus. In polynomial theorem, I'm teeming with a lot of news. Lot of news. Got it? With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. With many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. Many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. Many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and their mentalists. In short, it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I'm the very model of a modern major general. In short, it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I'm the very model of a modern major general. I know a mythic history, King Arthur's sense of paradox. I answer hot acrostics, I have a pretty taste for paradox. I quote in elegiacs all the crimes of Heliogabalus. In comics I can floor peculiarities mirabilis. I can tell and down in Raphael's from Jerry Downs and Sophones. I know the croaking chorus from the frogs of Aristophanes. Then I can hum a fugue of which I've heard the music's dinner for. Go. And whistle on the hours of that infernal nonsense pinafore. And whistle on the hours of that infernal nonsense pinafore. Whistle on the hours of that infernal nonsense pinafore. Whistle on the hours of that infernal nonsense pinafore. Then I can ride a Washington and Babylonic uniform and tell you every detail of Caractacus's uniform. In children matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I'm the very model of a modern major general. In children matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I'm the very model of a modern major general. In fact, when I know what is meant by Mamelon and Revelin, when I can tell it's out a Mauser rifle from a javelin, when such affairs as sorties and surprises I'm more wary at, and when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat. When I have learned what progress has been made in modern gunnery, when I know more of tactics than a novice in a nunnery. In short, when I've a smattering of elemental strategy. Carry the two. You'll say a better major general is never strategy. You'll say a better major general is never strategy. Say a better major general is never strategy. Say a better major general is never strategy. For my military knowledge, though plucky and adventuring, has only been brought down to the beginning of this century. But still it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I'm the very model of a modern major general. But still it matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I'm the very model of a modern major general. George, being the consummate pattern master, would saunter down to the conductor and say, "Presto agitato, s'il vous plaît, maestro." And then he would proceed to sing the song even faster. But today is not the day for that. Thank you. No, don't stop. There are thank yous that mean stop, and there are thank yous that don't. Okay, no, I can do this. If Nick says I can do it, I can do it. In fact, when I know what is meant by Mamelon and Revelin, when I can tell the sight of muzzle rifle from a javelin, when such affairs as sorties and surprises I will worry in, and when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat, when I learn of progress has been made modern gunnery, when I know more of tactics than an officer and nunnery, in short, when I have a smattering of elemental strategy, you'll see a better major general has never rode a horse. You'll see a better major general has never rode a horse. Say a better major general has never rode a horse. Say a better major general has never rode a horse. For my military knowledge of plucky adventure, he's only been brought down to the beginning of the century, but still a man is vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern major general. Still a man is vegetable, animal, and mineral. I'm the very model of a modern major general.
day goes by, not a single day. You're not somewhere a part of my life, and I need you to stay as the days go by. I keep thinking, when does it end? That it can't get much better, much longer. But it only gets better and stronger and deeper and nearer and simpler and freer and richer and clearer and more. Now the day goes by, not a blessed day. You know somewhere come into my life, and you don't go away, and I have to say, if you do, I'll die. I want day after day after day after day after day after day after day, till the days go by, till the days go by, till the days go by, till the days go one love to be living for, one love to be living for. This nearly was mine. One girl for my dream, one partner in paradise, this promise of paradise, this nearly was mine. Close to my heart she came, only to fly away, only to fly as day flies from moonlight. Now I'm alone, still dreaming of paradise, still saying that paradise my fancies of things I wish were true. I'll keep remembering evenings I wish I'd spent with you. I'll keep remembering kisses from lips I'll never own, and all the lovely adventures that we have never known. One dream in my one love to be living for. This nearly was mine. Close to my heart she came, only to fly away, only to fly as day flies from moonlight. Now I'm alone, still dreaming of paradise, still saying that paradise once nearly was Did anyone ever write a more beautiful song of love and regret? One dream in my heart, one love to be living for. This Nearly Was Mine was written by two of the greatest practitioners of the Broadway musical, Mr. Richard Rodgers and Mr. Oscar Hammerstein II. And if you have to ask me who they were, you are clearly in the wrong pew. Mr. Hammerstein clearly had great respect for romance and dreams. There is a lyric reference to dreaming in every show he ever wrote. This song is from their masterwork, South Pacific, where he also wrote, "You've got to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how are you going to have a dream come true?" And I think that's what the Broadway musical does for a lot of us. It helps us to dream. It brings us into a dark theater with living, breathing human beings on stage with the courage to perform in the spotlight and bring us to new worlds. Worlds that we didn't even know existed. Worlds where no one ever says the word no. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep. It's time I trust my instincts, close my eyes, and sleep. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you won't pull me down. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I'd sooner try defying gravity, kissing the sky. I'm defying gravity, and I won't be pulled down. Unlimited. My future is unlimited. and I'd just seen a vision, almost like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy, and true, the vision's hazy, but I swear someday I'll be up in the sky, defying gravity, flying so high, I'm defying gravity, inspired by faith renowned. So if you care to find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly. And if I'm flying so low, at least I'm flying free. To those who ground me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I am defying gravity, flying so high, I'm defying gravity, inspired by faith renowned. And nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me At this point, the entertainer is so happy, yet relieved. Thank you very much for coming this afternoon. Fred Ebb of the team of Kander and Ebb, who wrote the music and lyrics for Cabaret, once said, when John and Fred Ebb said it so true. When we're at our best, we're like one person. That's what he said. Kander and Ebb. When we're at our best, we're like one person. When we're at our best, Mr. Nick Fryman and I, we're like one person. Please help me thank Mr. Nick Fryman. Good job. My musical director since 1996. Oh yes, before grandchildren and everything. Thank you. If you should want to bring a memento of this dazzling afternoon home with you, I wish you could bottle this time we've had together, and put it on a flat disc. And I wish that would be the one thing I wish you could do. Oh wait, you can. We do have a CD of the same name called Give My Regards to Broadway, which has 13 fully orchestrated songs on it. Magnificent work. Arrangements by Mr. Fryman as well, which it would be our pleasure to sell to you out there in the lobby. You'll see tall Frank McKenna, and it would be really great. I can be bought, you see. There are some other people I would like to thank. I would so much like to thank the Arthur Newman Theater for embracing Les Michaels and the Sunday series here. It's a gem that is spreading. Thank you guys. Please help me thank Mr. Doug Ridgway on lights and sound.
Talk about a magician. He really, thank you very much, Doug. I appreciate that. And I would also like to thank my artistic team, the director of our show today, Barry Kleinbort, and also artistic contributors Betty Buckley, Penny Fuller, Ross Kramer, Paula Kotz, for helping put us together in the show and bring it to you. Thank you for that. And of course, there is nothing that I do that has a chance of happening without the loving support of my euphemistic executive producer, my husband, Frank McKenna. Thank you, Frank. And thank you for taking time out of your Sunday to come into this darkened theater and have an experience of live entertainment. It's kept me going for many years, and it's my great honor to share it with you. And do keep supporting music like this. It brings such heart with it, this Broadway music, the cabaret style. I hope you will continue to do that. And more than anything, I hope that each and every one of you will have a Mrs. Matthews in your life. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow, if we let them, and we help them in return. Now I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made from what I've learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship pulled from its mooring by the wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things that you might blame me for. But then we know there's so much love to share, and blame doesn't matter anymore. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a seed dropped by a skybird in the distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better.
And because I knew you, because I knew you, I